Well, that's awesome. 5 little raccoons. You never know what you're going to see in Florida.
With so many species of wildlife competing with humans for coveted Florida real estate, animal trapper Ryan Boyd never knows what his next task will be.
I've got foxes, squirrels, raccoons, snakes, possums.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna go take you to your girl.
That's part of living in Florida. This place is loaded with wildlife.
But his next job is becoming all too common. Wild hogs.
We have the contract to manage the entire neighborhood for hogs. Hogs are absolutely detrimental to communities. They're gonna destroy any type of sod or grass. They're just gonna wipe it out. I mean, it's like a bulldozer going off.
Dangerous, destructive animals, hogs have been wreaking havoc in Florida and all across the United States. And their population just keeps growing. Today, there are more than 500,000 wild hogs in Florida. And around here, everyone knows that if you have a hog problem, Ryan is the one to call.
I've been catching wild hogs since I was a very, very young kid. Hogs are probably my favorite animal to catch because they're a very smart animal and you really have to outsmart them. I've caught over 2,000 wild hogs in my life.
So what do we need? Some corn?
All right, we need this camera. We need some corn.
Today, Ryan and his wife Glorianne are returning because the homeowners have reported that at least 9 wild hogs have returned to their neighborhood and are tearing up their yards.
Hogs don't just do damage to property, but they carry dozens of diseases that are transmittable to humans and pets. The hog trap is right on the backside of this pond. I've had really good success with it. So we've got 2 traps set up on this particular property and we're baiting them with corn. So we want to catch every hog that's in this sounder. A sounder is a group of hogs. That's what they call them, is a sounder, I guess because they're so noisy. There's already a little bit of corn left in here. We'll go ahead and bait it again. Okay, let's go take a look at the second trap. So we've been baiting these traps for a couple weeks to get the hogs conditioned to use the trap. That way they'll go in there and we're gonna trap as many hogs as possible at one time. This is a wireless digital camera, and I just gotta make sure that it's pointed straight towards that trap. So anytime anything walks in front of this camera, it's gonna send me a picture directly and I'll be able to monitor this trap 24 hours a day. Here we go, that's perfect.
Is the memory card in it?
Memory card's in, we've got signal. Right here, the way this trap works is, this is a magnetic door. So up there is an 800-pound magnet that will actually hold this door up until I enter a code on my cell phone. So when I enter the code on the cell phone, it's gonna turn that magnet off and the door is gonna drop.
While Ryan waits for the hogs to take his bait in Florida, across the country in Arizona, former animal control officers Jeff Carver and Mark Hammond also spend their days trapping and relocating wild animals that have taken up residence in places where they're not welcome.
We end up finding animals everywhere. They will get into whatever they perceive as something that's protecting them.
Today, Jeff and Mark are on their way to handle a situation they rarely encounter.
This call we're on our way to? Yeah. A couple of amorous snakes. Oh! Said they were locked up right on the back porch, but they've kind of moved, so apparently they're active.
Jeff, you have a hard time. Why don't you just come right out and say they're having sex?
We're not gonna go there. Let me call and let him know we're almost there. Hello, Mr. Marshall, this is Jeff. Are the snakes still there?
Still there, they're still coupled together.
You guys can just keep an eye on them until we get there. We'll get that taken care of for you.
Wow. 2 mating rattlesnakes. It is a little bit dangerous when you have 2 of them because the male rattlesnake is pretty defensive.
One bite from a western diamondback injects poisonous venom that causes internal bleeding and muscle deterioration in its prey. An average of 5 feet long and 15 pounds, the western diamondback is considered to be the most aggressive of all rattlesnake species.
Hi. So where are they at? Oh, yeah.
Where, Jeff?
See them?
Yeah.
Huh.
You don't mind if we just break off some of these dead ones, do you?
Go for it.
Okay.
I was removing branches from a pile, and the snakes were under the pile. I wasn't really sure about what they were doing, but I surmised that they were making love.
Yeah, hold on here. We don't want to force these 2 rattlesnakes to uncouple, so we're going to gently use our snake tongs so that we can pick them up and get them into a snake bucket. These snakes are in a vulnerable position. We're not going to rush it.
Obviously, they're a little bit irritated with us.
Yeah, the female's getting all close together. During this process, the snakes can get very defensive, and it's pretty dangerous when you go to pick up two snakes that are mating, because you got to figure out at that point, from two 2-foot snakes, you now have 4 foot of snake with a head on each end that can bite you.